So as we finalize week one, let's take a couple moments and talk about risk. Now, when we talk about risk, we're talking about risk associated with the project, not, as you can see over on the right-hand part of the screen, this amazing game that I spent many hours playing as a child. But risk is uncertainty to the project itself. So when you look at risk, risk is literally everywhere. I could be walking my dog on the sidewalk and a meteor could come down and hit me. That is a risk. It's not likely, but it's risk. So when you think about risk, realize that it's all over the place at all times. So as we talk about project risk, the important thing is to do a risk assessment, right? So we're going to go through a hierarchy of risk. So the example of getting struck by a meteor, while possible and technically a risk, is very unlikely. So when you get to the beginning of the project, you'll sit down with your team and go through the actual risks of the project. You'll create a hierarchy of risks that are tangible and have a high probability of potentially occurring versus risks that have a low probability of occurring, like a zombie apocalypse. Also, in control, so there's risks that you can control and risks you cannot. We cannot control natural disasters. We can't control whether those are going to happen. We can only control our response to them and to ensure that we have emergency action plans. The project itself has its own life cycle. The risk will change as that life cycle progresses. So at the beginning of the project, it's more of, so for example, would be forecasting risks, where it's difficult to forecast exactly what the cost and schedule components of a change that's implemented earlier in the project. As the project gets toward the end, the risk profile will transition from uncertainty to control, of being able to control the budget and time. The last thing that I want to stress to everyone is to keep in mind mission impossible versus mission possible when you're doing risk assessments for a project. It is impossible to eliminate all risk. There is risk associated with everything that we do. So the important thing is to do a risk assessment, understand the risk, understand what tangible risks are, and put together plans and allocate the risk to the people or organization best able to find it and control it.